A very warm welcome to the second session of Steelman's Engage 4.0, the Virtual Connect webinar series. In this 5-day webinar series, we shall be exploring a wide spectrum of topics, and we shall be looking forward to have in-depth discussions on various commodities ranging from steel, iron ore, scrap, coal, ferroalloys, and stainless steel. I am Nishtha Mukherjee, your host for this webinar. I also welcome Mr. Vaibhav Dubey, analyst iron ore at Steelmint, who will be co-hosting this session with me. Welcome, Vaibhav.
Hello, everyone.
I would also like to thank Indian Steel Association for extending their logo support for this webinar. A reminder to all the audience that we will be taking all the questions from you towards the end of the session. So please keep putting down your queries in the chat box. Do mention your name and your company's name when you put down your queries. I now take this opportunity to invite our guest speaker for this session, Mr. Sukanda Kumar Tripathi, Unit Head, Vice President Operations at Pacific Iron Manufacturing. Mr. Tripathi has over 30 years of rich experience in plant operations, process monitoring, production planning, etc. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Nitisha, for inviting.
Pleasure, sir. Our pleasure.
Please continue. Okay.
Yes. Before we move on to hearing expert comments from Mr. Tripathi, I now invite Vaibhav to give a brief market overview about the Indian iron ore concentrate market, the capacities, and the hovering price trends. Over to you, Vaibhav.
Thank you, ma'am. As we can see, India's total iron ore production in financial year 23 stood at 255 million ton, up by a mere 2 million ton when compared to 253 million ton in the preceding fiscal. If we talk about states, Odisha was the top iron ore producing state with over 140 million ton, followed by Chhattisgarh and Karnataka with 42 and 35 million ton respectively. Next slide, please. So the second slide talks about India's largest iron ore miner, NMDC, reported more or less stable iron ore production of 41.20 million ton in FY23 and continued to retain its leading position. NMDC was followed by Tata Steel, SAIL, and OMC with 36 million ton, 34 million ton, and 29.70 million ton respectively. JSW Steel stood at 5th position with 28 million ton of iron ore production. Now, if we talk about the Jabalpur region concentrate capacities, first, let's know about Madhya Pradesh and what is the capacity of iron ore Madhya Pradesh produces annually. Madhya Pradesh is the 5th largest iron ore producing state, which produces around 3.5 to 3.8 million ton of iron ore annually. As majority of the production produced there is of lower grade, it is beneficiated first and then it is used for sintering. The total concentrate capacity of Jabalpur region is estimated to be around 3.12 million ton per annum. Pacific Iron Manufacturing Limited, Geomin Private Limited, Eurobond Industries holds the major share of around 19% each. If we talk about price trends, we have seen a volatility in the iron ore concentrate price trends in the recent 1 year. Steelmint's index for the same had risen to a peak of about INR 5,500 per ton ex-works in April 23 and then fell amid drop in pellet and NMDC iron ore prices. Currently, the index has been seen trading at about INR 4,500 to 4,700 per ton ex-works. That's all from my side. I guess we could take it forward.
Thanks, Vaibhav, for that quick and brief market outlook. So now I think we have gathered quite about of the current market trends. And now we turn to our guest speaker for hearing his views on the industry. So Mr. Tripathi, if you allow, we can start with the questions that we want to hear your views on. I think Mr. Tripathi, you're on mute. If you could unmute yourself.
Uh,
Yes, we can hear you now.
yes, myself Sukant Kumar Tripathi. Actually, I am heading here the Pacific Manufacturing Limited, and our per month production is about 70,000 ton of concentrate. We have our own mines. Actually, if you see the iron ore in Jabalpur region, it is more like siliceous in nature. So more silica is there. It is more alumina is very less in compared to Odisha ore, and this ore is slightly flaky type, and we can able to extract the iron ore or beneficiate by iron ore more efficiently. Our feeding size FET is somewhere 40 to 42%, 40 to 42%, and we could able to make around 63 plus from this. So this achievement in particularly India, in other world, this is the in hematite. In case of hematite, is the richest and highest in ever in India. People see the blend number we could not able to achieve because of flaky in nature. But as compared to Odisha, Chhattisgarh, and Karnataka, all these things, the ore nature is quite different with high alumina. So this ore can be blended with Odisha ore to reduce the content of alumina, so that we can make a very good pellet from there. So this is the main function where we can. That's why the people are buying this iron ore concentrate from this region actually. So if we'll see, uh, if we'll see the concentrate market, if we'll see, people normally those are having pellets and other equivalent plants with or sinter plant in the plant. Mainly they are depending upon this type of ore, particularly from Odisha region or from Chhattisgarh or from Jharkhand. Okay, so this concentrate more or less no one is selling this concentrate. Concentrate is sold by this region, MP region, as well as some part of Karnataka, where the concentrate the people are using and selling somewhere. So if you see market share is very less in compare, because the concentration this iron ore that we are getting at the MP, it's just not so rich in nature. That's why beneficiation is always needed for that. So again, people see always there is a variation in price of concentrate in the market. It all depends the steel, what is the equivalent steel you are producing, and when this iron ore price is coming down, at that time you'll find the concentration price will also come down. At it requires some process involved with that. The converting rate we have to manage with the market price. So if you have you have not your own mind, then it is very key that the concentrate price if a high, very less, then marketing is not possible. So it is very easier that if it price is somewhere 3,000 or more, it is possible to market this concentrate. And if these are the main things where why this concentrate is going, we are selling it equivalent to Odisha ore. Mainly, if you'll see two to three things why people are why these people are preferring this ore. because of one is high less alumina, and it is a blue dust characteristics, and this particle distribution. These are the main thing why this is. It's all about this ore and how will proceed. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Tripathi, for those initial comments and your industry feedback about the iron ore concentrate market. So now we begin with the question and answer session. So first question from my end, that despite all these challenges that we have been hearing about the market, we have seen an increase in the iron ore concentrate capacities in the Jabalpur region. So how do you see things going forward? And do you agree to the fact that there will be more capacity expansions coming up in the near term?
Actually, if you see last 5 years after this corona period, so at the time of corona, all the plants who were performing here were closed to they mostly closed. But after 2020, the initially somewhere it is about per month capacity was 1 lakh ton. Then it increased up to 3 to 4 lakh ton actually. Initially, there are only three parties are there, and the production capacity is somewhere 30 to 40 KT per month. So now, last year itself, three plants again three plants added to in this region. So the overall capacity has gone up to around 3.5 lakhs actually. So as I mentioned, what is happening ki, again this type of ore because the tailing FE is quite low and extraction is possible. So that's why it is easier with a low cost we could able to produce this type of concentrate. So again, if we'll compare with the Odisha ore, the FET that we are feeding in Odisha is somewhere 45, 55 or more, and equivalently the tailing FE but rejected at that time, that is more than 45% FE. But here what is happening, we are giving 41 to 42 FE into to feed into the plant, and we are achieving 63 plus concentrate with a tailing FE about 20 to 15 to 20% FET. So as this as compared to other, it is more viable for other beneficiaries than this region beneficiation. So it is obviously the we could as the capacity enhance, we could maintain the price all these things because of nature of the ore, and yes, I think I have answered your question properly.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Weber, over to you for the next question.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Sir, could you throw some light on beneficiation process which is carried out in India recently? Like we have heard double ball and single ball grinding techniques of the beneficiation process. And what are the other types of grinding techniques which are taking place?
Well, nice question. Actually, uh, particularly in India, to maintain this 150 micron, because what is needed for your pellet making, basically minus 45 micron, 80%. So to maintain that capacity with a single bowling system, because normally the process where we are using this beneficiation, initial feed size is 0 to 10 millimeter, and after separating the micron particle, we are sending it to ball mill. Okay, so in a single ball mill process, to grind it very difficult because of hard in nature. So we have to go for to maintain the pellet quality, we have to go for the secondary ball mill or second ball mill there. So if, although the process is quite more time consuming, as well as the you will see the energy requirement is more because two ball mills have to run. So your cost of production has gone up. but liberation is possible for double grinding. So nowadays, people are also, instead of ball mill, vertical mills, people are performing. So this help us to grind more efficiently. Nowadays, some people are using this type of technology. So Metso as well as wire mineral, some part of Eiffel Smith is also producing this type of mill, and this is good for grinding, proper grinding of the material. Okay.
Uh, yes. So my next question to you is, you also mentioned during your opening remarks that Odisha, Jharkhand are some of the key buying markets that have emerged for Jabalpur iron ore concentrate. So we wanted to know a bit more detail from you on this. Are some more markets that you are seeing coming up, and what is the market share of these key buy side segments?
If you'll see, my initially I have told that this Jabalpur ore has a good characteristics over Orissa ore. Okay, so it is easily beneficiated, and with a low FET material, we can go up to high FE material around 63 percent, 63.5 or 64% FET. And particularly, if you'll see in FY 15, 16 up to 17, the Jabalpur were nowadays except some part of Raipur area and Nagpur area. People are buying this type of ore. What they are doing, so they take ore from Orissa, and some percentage means 10 to 15%, they just simple add it, so that ki, because of this ore having less LY as well as less alumina, so that helps, because alumina in Odisha ore is somewhere 2.5 to 3% or more, but here it is less than 1%, 2%. So it will give a good composition of that. So pellet making is more easier, more suitable for this type of work. So initially, this Raipur region people are using this combination, and people to able to know the advantage that mixing with Orissa ore with the Jabalpur ore, that what benefits they are getting in the form of heat and FET, these and low alumina for steel making, the pellet quality that they are producing. So they know, okay, how this can be utilized. So nowadays the market is more open. People are taking not only in Orissa people or Jharkhand, West Bengal. Now inquiry has come from Karnataka also. MNDC Karnataka, they have 1.2 million ton pellet. They are inquiring. So or other like MSPL and BMW, BMS. So these people are also inquiring for this ore. Although the production is less, but we have more market strategy, more year, so that we can in for next 10 to 15 years, there is no such problem for this type of for marketing this concentrator. If a steel market will be there, okay.
Thank you, sir. Vaibhav, over to you.
Sir, we really wanted to know that what are the current challenges being faced in iron ore concentrate market in terms of technology and logistics. Many a times we hear that there are issues related to dispatches. So if you could throw some light on that.
You want to tell particular Jabalpur or in total scenario? Total
in-
Indian scenario. India
uh,
scenario.
we can take Jabalpur market, sir.
Jabalpur, particularly, rail logistic is very poor in case of logistic. No development from the rail logistic side. If you'll see, the road transport is very difficult because of ki it is very fine particle. It is a talk like a concentrate particle with minus 150 micron, and particularly minus 45 micron is 80, 70 to 80% is there. So transporting is not so easy because of it is very fine in nature. Losses always will be there. So if we'll go for road transport, it is only local market. Local market, I meant to say, 100 or 200 kilometers from Jabalpur. That is useful for us to market. But if we'll see this beyond Chhattisgarh region, particularly Raipur and Nagpur, uh, we have to have this rail logistics. So now that challenge is there. We and to the logistic is somewhere per ton. It is coming loaded to in Odisha, particularly to transfer Odisha. It is coming somewhere around 1,000 rupees extra for this. Okay, for people. So rail logistics should be more, and in Jabalpur we are developing number of sidings, railway sidings with with the partnership with the Indian Railway. So initially there are only one or two sidings were there, and now it goes up to six sidings, like your Jabalpur itself, then Goshalpur, then Dhundi, and then Nagpur side, another area there. So like that, we people are go on increasing the number of sites so that more efficiently we can transport these materials. Because always road transporting is not good, or it is not suitable. The cost will be quite high. So our motto is we have to increase number of sidings here in Jabalpur, and we have also given a proposal to Indian Railway. So if you see this iron ore pocket is just 30 kilometer or 40 kilometer from Jabalpur, and if you see the railway track line that is going, it is also 40 kilometers from the where this beneficiation plants are located. So railway is planning to go for a big logistic way. They are sidings to the plant itself. So another line is coming for next 4 5 years. They are planning. We are in the job so that this total logistic can be more easier for us.
Okay, sir. So many a times here, apart from aggressive booking in the domestic market, few concentrate shipments have been witnessed arriving at Indian ports in recent times. So if we talk about import market and the material in the domestic market, are there any differences in grades which are imported from countries like Brazil and Canada?
Not exactly, particularly I am telling for the Jabalpur region, not exactly Canada and Brazil. They have basically more hematite in nature, magnetic in nature, but here it is more hematite in nature. And if you see this hematite ore, so this is more or less 63 plus is good for for marketing and compete with the international market. So in my scenario, nothing more is there. And particularly Jabalpur, what we are producing, that is more or less indigenous. Two things is happening actually. So somebody else has marketing or are being export or from the other places. So it will be compensated by this area only. Okay. So nothing to worry about it, and the competition with the international market is not bad, and we can compete. No problem in this. Yeah.
Okay, over to you, ma'am.
So my next question to you is, how do you see the concentrate players coping up with the iron ore grade related issues? Do you also face similar grade related challenges that is being noticed in other parts of the country?
What I'm telling ki it is very good thumb rule that if the feed if is more, definitely your yield will be more. Okay. So what is happening as the feed size of particularly this region is somewhere 40 and we are getting 63. So maximum amount of iron ore we are taken out from the ore actually. So the ultimate the Fe content in the tailing is less. But in the similar fashion, the tailing generation is more because of its volume as well as weight. It is more or less 40 to 50% tailing. So this tailing generation and handling this tailing is very, very big tax for all the beneficiaries just now. As the technology goes up, we can extract with a very low grade iron ore. We can extract good amount of iron ore. You can enhance the iron ore quality. But ultimately, we are generating slimes or tailings in that. So that managing this tailing is very, very. Just now, people are trying to manage this tailing by to just road making or so filling some low lying land. So more concentration should be there for making some other way we have to utilize that. So people who are working, particularly Tata Steel people, they are working in the biodegradable type things. How can do that? By biofiber, we can make it from this. And of course, people are doing also some bricks and tiles from this. So these are the some somehow one another thing. Just now we are thinking for in. The extract that is coming from any city that they particularly going to any river actually. So this type of tailings can be utilized as a, filter uh, bulk filter so that water can pass through the so that the filtration is possible for this. So that we are doing here. We are giving some research, concentrate on this research with MP government and particularly in Indore, particularly. If that succeeds, then this tailing management will be more easier. And in mind point of view, the main is that how to manage the tailing is a big question for us. Tailing pond was there just now. Initially, the tailing pond was there, and there we are losing water and other equivalent materials. So nowadays, filter press had come, so somewhere we can be able to make filter cakes from tailing. But nothing to do that. We have to manage how to utilize these tailings. That is a big challenge for us actually. Okay. So any question or Nitisha?
I think last question would be about the factors that you feel are driving the concentrate prices in India. I mean, we have been hearing about the pellet and iron ore prices. So, do you think there is any other factor apart from these two which govern the prices over there?
Uh, I think these are the two factors mainly. It all depends how steel demand is there. If steel demand is there, then definitely ore demand will be there. If ore, so obviously the production of ore is always less in compared to other, and if you beneficiate, then particularly you are utilizing that low grade iron ore to high grade. So always there is a we are facing problem. I'm not telling these two mainly this iron ore as well as pellet is the main here. But uh, uh, it's okay. And other factors mainly power, what when you are producing concentrate, Mainly, what are the factors that mainly utilize for conversion? One is your, power. Second is your grinding media. Third is your clock phase, and these are the main factors which is affecting your production price actually. And that can be nevertheless, but that can be manageable at any time. You can power, of course, you can utilize, and how max we can do that. Optimize your power requirement. So basically, just now, their power requirement is somewhere, you know, around 100 kWh per ton of conversion, in particularly this region, Jabalpur region, because of we have 50% of tailing. That's why. Okay. So in compare that, so it is not you are rightly told that these two factors mainly affect our price of concentrate.
Thank you, sir. I think we have a few questions in the chat box from the audience. So if you allow, I can take those questions and hear your feedbacks on it.
Okay.
One question is, where do you see the iron ore concentrate market capitalization for the next 2 years or by 2025?
It is go on increasing because of steel production is always increasing. So if steel production increasing, then definitely concentrate production will be more. And particularly if you see Jabalpur region, as I have mentioned, because mainly the concentrate production as well as ore production is from three states you have already mentioned: Odisha, Chhattisgarh, as well as Karnataka. So this whatever we are seeing in this Jabalpur region, they low grade iron ore, and particularly this iron ore is very low in grade, and uh, definitely, and it is more siliceous in nature, and alumina is very less. As the alumina is very less, so steel making is very easier for this from this ore, because alumina less means per ton of steel production, if alumina 1% is there, so you have to remove for the 1% of alumina. We have concentrate somewhere 500, 600 rupees. So definitely low alumina ore that will help us to keep steel, good impact upon the steel making price actually. So that's why somewhere the concentrate market is very good. Just now it is 3.4 million ton. That can increase up to 6 million ton in the next 2 years. Actually.
Right, sir. Sir, one more question is that as you mentioned about the different techniques, so just about the double wall, does this make any difference in the concentrate manufacturing cost, or it is same for irrespective of the processes?
Somewhere 5 to 6 rupees only increasing in case of that. Nowadays, basically, this, AGMS is a high intensity magnetic separator, just what you are using. So, to reduce the tailing Fe, a number of AGMS will be more definitely slons and limbs, they are making this. This number of that is giving somewhere per ton 10 to 15 rupees increasing each and every each increase in each AGMS. So, but equivalently, we are reducing the tailing Fe. So that impacts on your price also. So adding a GMS. So we will see the total process in Jabalpur ore, what we are doing. So initially we have our raw material circuit where we are crushing the material -10 mm of ore. Then we taken into a scrubber or screening. From there, from the scrubber and screening, we sent it to ball mill. And after screening, 0.8 material goes to screw classifier, where it is separated 150 micron directly goes to your through a cyclone. It goes to your tailing thickener and intermediate thickener. So the cyclone cutoff is somewhere it is -10 or -25 micron. Okay. So after grinding to 150 micron with suitably, it is nevertheless it is a closed circuit. We make all this concentrate as 150 micron actually -150 micron, and we send it to AGMSS. So where the separate magnetic with the magnetic separation, we captured all the magnetic material, particularly iron ore, from there. So rich concentrate we can produce from there. So if you'll see total separations, particularly in Jabalpur ore, you can divide into three parts. One is RMHS circuit, second is your grinding circuit, third one is your separation circuit. Separation means we have to separate good material, non-mag with mag. Okay, that separation is very important for beneficiation and good quality of material. Rather, ball mill is middle where, because what the ball mill is doing actually, ball separation, they are doing only this, liberation. They make all the particles very less in compared to initially we are sending 0 to 10 material, then we grind it to -150 micron. This is the grinding circuit material. And third one is your separation, where real things happen. Once you are get separation, then we have to dewatering it. Dewatering is the process where you can do with different filtration processes, that may be a pressure filter or a ceramic filter. But ceramic filter is very old process. Just now we are using pressure filter. Okay, so there we separating the concentrate and the water. So water is recirculated, and all, of course, whatever tailing we are getting means non-mag material. That non-mag material again either you can send it to a tailing pond, or you have to, again press the filter through a pressure filter. So as it is less alumina and high concentrated in silica, tailing filter is good for this type of application. The pressure filter, we are getting somewhere -22, like 22% of moisture and that. So Quake are very good for transporting actually. So this is the basically the total process. So again, I am telling you, there are three to four processes. One is raw material handling system, second is grinding system, third one is your separating system, and fourth is your that concentrate, making concentrate, and taken out water. If you see, water consumption is somewhere for ton of pellet is somewhere 22%, 22 liter, one equivalent, 1 ton material. Okay, that much of because this is because of the tailing, we are losing some water there, and the concentrate also there 2 to 3% of water increase. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir, for that detailed process overview. I think we can have just one last question. One question about mill scale has come from the audience side. Sir, what is your view on mill scale addition, which is used in increasing the yield of pellet? So maybe the client and the attendee is trying to ask about the usage of mill scale, and do you see any market addition size increment, something like that? So yeah, we
So
wanted to hear your
nowadays,
views.
number of integrated steel plant using mill scale with this pellet making, because that is reach in around 90% FET is there. Okay, so it is good because less energy required, and your pellet quality is also increasing with that. Previously, what people are doing, what they are done with this mill cell, they are using sinter plant actually. So mill scale is very important factor to increase the FET of this pellet, and obviously this is um, helps in increase the FET and good quality of pellet, and subsequently for steel making it also the consumption. conversion rate also comes down by adding this mill scale. The disadvantage that distribution, the particle distribution, if it is not so fine in nature, more coarse in nature, then what happens? Balling will be a difficult matter. And if you go for grinding this mill scale, so that time lot of energy is required. So these are the disadvantage, but it is more ever advantageous for making pellet adding skill with, in pallet making actually.
Thank you so much, sir. I think that was the last question that we could accommodate in this session. For those queries whose have remained unanswered due to time shortage, do write us separately, and we'll try our best to get your queries answered from our esteemed guest. A very warm thank you again to Mr. Tripathi for spending your valuable time with us and sharing your valuable insights on the industry. Thanks once again. Thank you, Vaibhav, for joining in. Before we end this webinar, a reminder to join us for the next webinar, which is on the EU steel market trends and the implications of CBAM on the global industry, which is scheduled to take place today at 16:45 IST. I am Nishtha Mukherjee, signing out of this webinar. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Nisha. Thank you,
sir.
Vaibhav.